Hello, everybody. My name is Alexandra, and I have anxiety depression. So, I'm at work right now, and I thought to myself, what the hell? Let's do a video, right? I was diagnosed with anxiety depression in 2014 officially. I've always had the signs and symptoms, even though I didn't know they were signs and symptoms. But I was officially diagnosed in 2014 by my psychiatrist. As a kid, I was always anxious. I was always stressed. I was always an overthinker. I would just always be a negative thinker. I was always really apprehensive about maybe just everything. Like, oh, what if this? What if that? Like, no real reason to be anxious, but I was anxious. And the depression part, I was gloomy for no reason. It'll just be 3 o'clock in the afternoon and I'll just be gloomy. I'll just be sad. I won't know why. I didn't know my symptoms. I didn't know the symptoms of depression. I didn't understand it. So it was like I was kind of going through the motions and not knowing what I had. But I was just kind of like, just different parts of the day, I would just be like real down and not have a particular reason. And then sometimes I would have a reason, but it would just come in and out. It's definitely crazy because I'm a nurse. 1 second, y'all. Sweetheart, young man, hi, you can't stand in the hallway. Yeah, the kids like to just chill in the hallway, be on their phone. He was on his phone, chilling in the hallway, just like on the phone. He had his little skateboard, like, you gotta go to class, bruh. But where was I? I think the bell is about to ring, guys, actually. I do school nursing in the daytime. I'm a school nurse in the daytime. I'm a nurse in the school, and then at nighttime I do home care. But yeah, I think the bell is about to ring. But before it rings, where was I? I was saying, what was I saying? The bell just rung. All the kids are about to come out. Watch. So they're all like switching classes right now. They're going to like, I think, 4th period. I think it's like 246 today. Yeah, so they're all switching classes right now. So that's why it's like noisy. Somebody's in my office. Like, they're in my office right now, so I'm like in the hallway just waiting. They had like kids that were not testing in my office, like, So I'm just like waiting for them to come out. It takes them about maybe 5 to 10 minutes to get to class, you know. Those who like chilling in the hallway, about 15, but they eventually get there. So, but yeah, guys, basically, I forgot where I left off. Yeah, like my days, I'll just be, you know, really gloomy, negative feeling, sad, not knowing why. And it was like that all my life. When I was 17, I had a pediatrician, and she had diagnosed me. She didn't diagnose me, but, well, she did diagnose me, but she didn't refer me out. Like, she said that I had like anxiety. She put it in her notes. But I didn't go to the psychiatrist until like 2014. She said I had anxiety like when I was 17, but in 2014, that was like, you know, I forgot what year that was, but I was a teenager. And then 2014 is when I went to the psychiatrist and got an official diagnosis. Hey. Oh, it's empty?
I'm gonna be going to the office and I'll come back.
Oh no, it's okay. It's okay.
Should I leave it open or should I close?
You can close it if you want. That's fine. Eventually they're gonna come out. I think that during lunchtime they're gonna come out.
Yeah, testing or something?
They're testing somewhere else, and then the kids that are not testing, they are sitting in here. So eventually they're gonna come out. But thank you.
I'll be back in a few.
Okay, no problem. Yeah, guys, that was my fabulous coworker. I love him. My symptoms were like really bad when I went finally to the psychiatrist. Like, I was basically I had so much physical symptoms from depression and anxiety. I had head tension. I was like sleeping, oversleeping, overeating. I was really sad. I just felt really negative. And it was every day, no breaks. The bell just rung, so everybody should be in class. Sorry, guys. But yeah, it was really bad. And then finally I said, I need to go see somebody because this is, you know, and my friend who is an RN, you know, I had already thought like I need to go see a doctor, but my friend had encouraged me and said, yeah, you should go see a psychiatrist, and then they'll refer you to a psychologist if needed. So I did that. I went, and she diagnosed me with, the psychiatrist diagnosed me with unspecified depression and anxiety. So one second, guys. So after that, she prescribed me medication. It's citalopram, 10 milligrams, a very low dose. She was like, oh, you know, it's not going to be, the side effects are like close to none because it's such a low dose. It's 10 milligrams. So I got on it, and it takes about 2 weeks. Depression medication takes about 2 weeks to really kick in and to get in your system and to really work. So after 2 weeks, I started to feel good. I started to feel better. I started to feel better. I started to feel like my mood was a little bit more lifted, which was good. And basically, you know, this is just an introduction to, you know, depression, basically the signs and symptoms. If you don't know, you know, sometimes you will feel basically sad, gloomy. You have negative thoughts and feelings, sometimes thoughts of suicide. You pretty much will probably overeat or undereat. It's either you gain a lot of weight, which was my symptom, or you lose a lot of weight and you're like this. You oversleep, you have lack of productivity, like you really don't want to get up and do anything, so you stay in bed all day, you're not really productive. What else? You know, it's just a lot of symptoms. Yeah, but yeah, you just kind of like you have a lot of symptoms. Everybody's symptoms vary, but those are like some common symptoms. You know, a lot of oversleeping, excess eating or under eating. You get skinny or you get bigger. Negative feelings, moody. You have outbursts. You know, you can be just angry and you just have like an angry outburst. Sometimes I have those. Like I just be like pop. You know. But the thing is, the biggest misconception about depression, anxiety, or having a mental illness is that people tend to kind of have stigmas, attached to that. Like some people will be like, oh, they think people with mental illness are crazy. Some people with mental illness they can't function in society normally, which is not true because I'm a whole nurse out here, like a whole nurse. I am one of the most productive people in the world because all I do all day is take care of people. Right now, I've rounded on my patients. I've seen my kid, so it's like I'm kind of chill for right now because it's not time for me to round again. But yeah, like, and then I have a night job. It's just like that's a big misconception. A lot of doctors, a lot of very powerful, successful people have mental illness, but there's different levels and degrees of it. Some people have major depression, which I've been through. I'll talk about that later. I'm kind of still in that, but I'm like, I kind of transformed into that or morphed into the major, but I'm thankfully by God still productive and able to kind of like work towards rehabilitation. There are different levels. Some people are very debilitated by their mental illness where it stops them from being productive or working.